everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Mason. Today, we have a fun and engaging topic to explore with all of you, the purple giraffe. Sounds a bit whimsical, doesn't it?
It does, but there's actually a lot we can discuss when it comes to the idea of a purple giraffe. It symbolizes individuality, standing out, and embracing our uniqueness. So let's dive in, and they're packed with useful vocabulary for English learners. But before we jump into today's topic, let's do a quick vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Before we start our conversation, let's preview some key phrases and terms we'll be using. First up is individuality.
Right, individuality refers to the qualities that make one person different from others. It's all about being yourself, regardless of what others think.
Next is standing out. This means being different in a way that makes you noticeable, like how a purple giraffe stands out in a crowd of regular giraffes.
Exactly. And then we have conformity, which is when people follow rules or trends to fit in. Sometimes it can feel like we have to conform to be accepted.
And lastly, acceptance. This is about being embraced for who you are, just like how some people love the idea of a purple giraffe, while others might not understand it.
Okay, let's get started. Mason, when you think about the concept of a purple giraffe, what comes to your mind?
Honestly, it makes me think about the challenges we face in society when it comes to being different. Like, how many times have you felt the pressure to fit in?
Oh, definitely. I remember in high school, I had this bright purple hair. It was my way of expressing myself. But boy, did I get some strange looks, chuckles lightly at times. I felt really alone.
That sounds tough. People can be so judgmental. Did you ever feel like changing your hair to blend in?
Absolutely. There were moments when I thought about going back to a normal color. But then I'd remind myself how much I love that vibrant purple. It made me feel alive, you know?
I get that. It's about owning who you are. For me, I've always loved wearing funky socks. Grinning, but I remember a time when I felt embarrassed to show them off. Everyone else was wearing plain black or white socks, and here I was with bright polka dots.
Oh, that's fantastic. But that's the beauty of individuality, right? It's okay to be different. When you embrace those quirks, you attract people who appreciate you for who you are.
Exactly. And speaking of attracting people, I've noticed that being true to ourselves often leads to finding like-minded friends. Have you had experiences where being different helped you connect with others?
Yes, I met some of my best friends at a festival where everyone was encouraged to express themselves. It felt so freeing to be surrounded by others who were embracing their uniqueness. I made friends with someone who had colorful tattoos and another who painted their face every day. It was like a rainbow of self-expression.
That sounds amazing. Festivals can be such a great environment for celebrating individuality. It's funny how we can feel so isolated in our uniqueness until we find our tribe, right?
Absolutely. I think many people fear standing out because of the potential for judgment or rejection. But the more we talk about our differences, the more we realize that it's not just okay to be different, it's something to be celebrated.
So true. It's like when we're brave enough to show our true colors, we create space for others to do the same. But how do you think we can encourage that acceptance in our everyday lives?
I think it starts with how we speak to others. We should promote kindness and support for people's choices, even if they're different from ours. Compliments can go a long way. You know, when someone shows a bit of their true self, let's celebrate that.
I love that. It's like being a cheerleader for individuality. It's not just about accepting others, it's also about being that voice that encourages them to keep being themselves.
Exactly, and let's not forget the importance of leading by example. When we embrace our own uniqueness, we inspire others to feel safe doing the same.
Yes, so if someone sees me rocking my funky socks, they might feel encouraged to wear their own colorful shoes or quirky accessories. It's like a chain reaction of acceptance.
And before you know it, we'll have a whole parade of purple giraffes, funky socks, and vibrant hairstyles marching down the street.
Now, we're going to dive deeper into the challenges that come with being unique and how we can overcome them. So, Sophia, when you think about the challenges of standing out, what comes to mind?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges is fear. Fear of being judged or misunderstood. I mean, there are so many societal pressures to fit in. It can be really intimidating to go against the grain.
Absolutely. I felt that fear too, like when I wanted to dye my hair bright blue. I remember my friends asking if I was sure, and it made me second-guess myself. I thought, what if they don't accept me anymore?
That's a common feeling, but the thing is, it's okay to have those fears. What's important is how we respond to them. Did you end up dyeing your hair?
I did, and you know what? The moment I stepped out with my blue hair, I felt a rush of excitement. Some people loved it, and even those who didn't had to admit it was bold. It made me feel more confident about being myself.
That's fantastic. It's like you took that leap, and it paid off. Sometimes, stepping out of our comfort zone leads to the most rewarding experiences. But I imagine it wasn't all smooth sailing, right?
Definitely not. There were some people who were really negative about it. I remember one classmate making a rude comment in front of everyone. That stung.
I can only imagine how hurtful that must have felt. It's so easy for people to forget how powerful their words can be. How did you cope with that?
Well, at first, I was upset. I even thought about changing my hair back. But then I realized that I was more than just my hair color. I started focusing on the people who supported me and appreciated my choice.
That's such a healthy approach. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can really help drown out the negativity. Did you find any strategies that worked for you when dealing with the negativity?
Yes, I started to remind myself of the reasons I chose to express myself this way in the first place. I also began to journal my thoughts and feelings, which helped me process everything. Plus, I connected with others who were also embracing their uniqueness, which felt empowering.
That's a great idea. Journaling can be a fantastic outlet for emotions. And finding a community can make all the difference. Have you had any memorable interactions with those supportive friends?
Absolutely. I remember one time we organized a color day at school where everyone wore something that expressed their individuality. It was incredible to see everyone's creativity. Some wore bright outfits, while others painted their nails in wild colors. It felt like a mini parade of self-expression.
That sounds like so much fun. It's wonderful how creativity can unite people and create a sense of belonging. Did you find that others were inspired by the color day?
Definitely. Many students who were usually quiet or reserved came out of their shells. They felt like they could finally be themselves without fear of judgment. It's amazing how encouraging each other can create such a positive impact.
That's a beautiful lesson. It shows that embracing our differences not only benefits us, but also inspires those around us. But I wonder, how can we encourage that kind of environment in our daily lives?
I think it starts with small gestures. Compliments go a long way. When we notice someone's unique style or talent, acknowledging it can boost their confidence. Also, being a good listener when someone shares their experiences helps build trust.
Exactly, and sharing our own stories can encourage others to open up as well. Vulnerability can create a powerful connection. When we're honest about our struggles with individuality, it helps others feel less alone.
Right, and let's not forget about the importance of being kind. Sometimes, a simple smile or a positive comment can brighten someone's day and remind them that they're accepted just as they are.
Yes, kindness is key. It's the little things that can change someone's perspective and help them embrace their individuality. It's all about creating a ripple effect of positivity.
I feel inspired just talking about this. It's amazing how sharing these experiences and insights can remind us of our own journeys.
Absolutely, each of us has a unique story, and when we share them, we foster a sense of community and acceptance. It's like we're all purple giraffes in our own right, marching together.
Now we'll dive into how we can cultivate acceptance and promote inclusivity in our communities. So, Fia, I think it's such a crucial topic. Where do you think we should start?
I think we should start with awareness. A lot of times, people don't even realize how their words and actions can affect others. If we can raise awareness about the impact of bullying or exclusion, we can start making a change.
That's so true. Education is key. Schools can implement programs that promote diversity and teach students about the importance of embracing differences. Maybe workshops that allow students to share their stories.
Exactly. Storytelling is such a powerful tool. When people hear personal experiences, it fosters empathy and understanding. Imagine a classroom where everyone shares something unique about themselves. It would create such a supportive atmosphere.
I can already picture it. Students laughing, sharing their quirky interests, and maybe even dressing up in unique outfits to express themselves. That kind of environment encourages everyone to feel safe being themselves.
And let's not forget about the role of teachers and mentors. They can set the tone for acceptance. When teachers model inclusive behavior and address issues like bullying head-on, it shows students that it's not just okay to be different, it's celebrated.
Right. I remember in high school, we had a teacher who encouraged us to express ourselves through art. She organized an art show where everyone displayed something that represented their identity. It was so freeing.
That sounds incredible. Creative outlets can really help people express their individuality. And they're great for building connections. Maybe we could organize a community art event focused on themes of acceptance.
Yes, it could be a day of workshops, performances, and sharing stories through art. We could invite local artists and even have a space for open mic sessions where anyone can share their journey.
I love that idea. It creates a safe space for people to connect and feel valued. Plus, showcasing diverse talents could attract a larger audience, creating even more awareness.
Definitely. And it's important to remember that cultivating acceptance doesn't just stop at school events or art shows. We need to engage the entire community, parents, local businesses, and organizations.
Absolutely. It could be as simple as businesses displaying messages of inclusivity or hosting events that promote dialogue about diversity. Imagine local cafes hosting Talk About It nights where people can share their experiences over coffee.
That sounds like so much fun. It not only builds community, but also breaks down barriers. And you know, even small gestures like leaving positive notes around the neighborhood can spark joy and remind people they're appreciated.
Exactly. Little acts of kindness can have a ripple effect. When people feel valued, they're more likely to uplift others, creating a cycle of positivity and acceptance.
And on a larger scale, we can use social media to spread awareness about acceptance. Positive campaigns that celebrate diversity can reach far and wide. Think of hashtags that promote stories of individuality.
Yes, social media can be a powerful tool for change. If we create campaigns that highlight personal stories of overcoming challenges related to individuality, we can inspire others to embrace their uniqueness.
And let's not forget the importance of listening. We should actively listen to those whose voices are often marginalized. Creating platforms for them to share their stories can foster understanding and empathy.
That's a vital point, Mason. Everyone deserves to be heard, and listening can be just as impactful as speaking out. It's about creating a culture where everyone feels safe to share their truth.
Absolutely. It all comes down to respect and kindness. If we can instill those values in ourselves and others, we'll be on our way to building a more inclusive community.
Well said. So, as we wrap up today's conversation, what's one action you think everyone can take right now to promote acceptance in their own lives?
I think simply starting conversations is key. Reach out to someone who seems different from you, ask them about their story, and listen. That one conversation can change perspectives.
That's perfect. Each small action matters. Whether it's a conversation, a kind word, or an act of creativity, every effort contributes to a more accepting world.
Thank you all for joining us on this journey of embracing individuality and cultivating acceptance. Let's continue to support and uplift one another in our communities.
Yes, together, we can create a world where everyone feels valued and accepted for who they are. Until next time, keep embracing your uniqueness.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay inspired and keep celebrating your individuality.